Good, happy Saturday morning, February 13, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Saturday morning, so let's begin. First up, let's take a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. There are 072 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 126 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and 131 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. New Hampshire reports 9 new COVID-19 deaths. Total cases surpass 70,000. 9 more New Hampshire residents have died from COVID-19, health officials announced Friday, as the number of total cases in the state surpassed 70,000. 4 of the deaths are linked to long-term care facilities. The statewide death toll is now 1,126. Faster spreading UK variant of COVID-19 found in New Hampshire, officials say. Strain found in person who had contact with someone who had traveled overseas. A variant of the COVID-19 virus from the United Kingdom that can spread more easily than others have been detected for the first time in New Hampshire, health officials said Friday. The B.1.1.7 variant, referred to as the UK variant because it was first identified in the United Kingdom, has been shown to spread more easily. Studies are underway to determine whether the variant is deadlier, but officials said its fast spread means more people might be affected, potentially increasing the number of people requiring hospitalizations and leading to more deaths. The person infected with the variant virus is an adult resident of Hillsborough County who had close contact with someone who had traveled internationally and was then diagnosed with COVID-19, health officials said. Contact tracing has identified close household contacts, but no other community exposures have been identified, officials said. Health officials said isolation and quarantining and testing guidance was followed, and there's not believed to be a risk to the community from this case. The presence of the COVID-19 variant in New Hampshire is not surprising, and we will likely see increasing numbers of infections from the B.1.1.7 variant, said Dr. Benjamin Chan, the state epidemiologist. The CDC has estimated that the variant will likely become a prominent circulating variant in the U.S. in the near future. The variant was previously detected in Maine and Massachusetts and was possibly detected in Vermont. It has been found in at least 37 U.S. states, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Vaccination manufacturers have said their vaccines should still provide some protection against this variant, though Moderna plans to test boosters dose against the emerging strains. Mutations are common in variants, and COVID-19 has been spreading so widely for so many months that new strains were expected, health experts said. Better control of the coronavirus, though, through a vaccination effort and ongoing precautions such as mask wearing and maintaining social distancing should help control the spread of the variant and discourage new ones from emerging. The best way to avoid exposure to this highly contagious variant is to wear masks, social distance, and frequent hand washing, Chan said. We continue to recommend that any person with new or unexplained symptoms of COVID-19 be tested for COVID-19. COVID-19 cases in Massachusetts. The number of cases. There are 2,228 newly reported cases. Estimated active cases in Mass, 48,280. And total confirmed cases is 525,486. Deaths in Massachusetts. Confirmed COVID-19 deaths, 15,051. Long-term care deaths of COVID-19, 8,327. Probable COVID-19 deaths, 307. And deaths in long-term care, 54.22%. Recoveries are 453,740. Hospitalizations, 1,223 patients hospitalized. Patients in intensive care unit, 300. 7-day hospitalization average, 1,378. And on ventilators, 180. Massachusetts vaccination data. 1,503,925 total vaccines delivered. COVID-19 vaccine administered, 1,034,018. In the last 24 hours, 49,750. In the last 24 hours, 46,244. And 68.8% total delivered doses administered. Patients tested, 4,734,459. And antigen testing, 44,379 total individuals tested by antigen tests. And that is a look at your COVID-19 data in Massachusetts. Oops, sorry about that, everyone. Technical difficulties. Give me 1 minute. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Did not want the video to play. 2 killed in Worcester Fire. 1 seriously hurt after jumping to escape the flames. 2 people are dead and 1 person is hospitalized following a raging fire in Worcester triple-decker Friday night. The Worcester Fire Department said they forced numerous fire conditions around 7:25 p.m. Upon arrival to the structure at Jericho's Avenue, flames had spread to a neighboring building as well. Shortly after arrival, we had 1 resident that did jump from the rear porch of the fire building. That person has been transported to UMass Memorial Hospital with very serious life-threatening injuries, Deputy Fire Chief said. The fire conditions inside deteriorated very, very quickly. We pulled our firefighters out for their safety, he said. For about an hour, the fire department battled flames from the exterior. They eventually struck 5 alarms to call for additional resources. We have since sent crews back into the building, Fire Deputy Chief said. We have been able to search the first and second floor of the fire building. Unfortunately, we do have 2 deceased residents on the first floor. 13 people were known to live in the burned home, and Deputy Chief said the fire department believes everyone was accounted for. In response to this fire and an earlier 3-alarm fire on William Street, City Manager Edward Augusta released a statement. This has been extremely tiring day for our community, with a 3-alarm fire earlier on William Street and a 5-alarm fire on Jack Hughes Ave that has claimed the lives of at least 2 people, with another individual suffering life-threatening injuries. Our hearts go out to the families and friends of each victim. Both fires have displaced numerous people and left them in need of immediate support. We are thankful for our responsive of emergency agencies such as MEMA and the American Red Cross to help them. We extend our deepest gratitude for the brave and selfless efforts of firefighters and emergency personnel who worked the scene at each blaze. They have battled frigid temperatures and weather conditions that have created challenging situations for everyone involved. This time, the tragedy, the survivors, and victims are in our heart, thoughts, and prayers. And let's take a look at COVID-19 updates in Maine. Total cases are 42,259. Total deaths are 643. Total vaccinations, first dose, 162,662. Second doses, 63,522. Maine Capitol riot suspect will not face charges in Portland suspicious package case. Capitol riot suspect Kyle from Lebanon, Maine, will not be charged in a suspicious package incident that happened outside the Portland Museum of Art last month. The Cumberland County District Attorney's Office tells WMTW News 8 there is insufficient evidence of criminal conduct, and therefore officials will not be pressing charges. Portland police had identified Kyle as the person who left the suspicious package outside the museum on January 23rd. The package turned out to be a non-explosive box cover in feathers. Kyle is expected to be transported and transferred to Washington, D.C. to face federal charges for participating in the January 6th insurrection of Congress. And here is a photo of that suspect here. Take a look. Day 4 of takeaways from Trump's second impeachment trial. Donald Trump's lawyers took to the Senate floor Friday for just under 3 hours and aggressively argued that Democrats lacked evidence to link the former president to inciting the January 6th riot on Capitol, instead claiming that his comments that day were protected free speech and that Democrats were motivated by their hatred of Trump. Their presentation, which made no mention of some of Trump's own comments about the riot and his extensive campaign to sow debate in the election and overturn the results, relied heavily on out-of-context videos of Democrats saying the word fight over ominous music in an effort to invoke between his comments ahead of the storming of the Capitol in Democrats' own language. Their abbreviated arguments were a sharp contrast to Mitchell's multi-day presentation from Democrats, but the proceeding provided no new indictments that 17 Republicans will vote to convict Trump. A final vote could come as early Saturday when the Senate is scheduled to reconvene at 10 o'clock a.m. Here are 6 takeaways from Day 4. Defense tries to downplay Trump's rhetoric. That is number 1. Number 2, many questions, few answers. Number 3, Cassidy notes caught on camera. Number 4, Trump's lawyers won't say he lost election. Number 5, trial on the path to wrap up over the weekend. And number 6, Senate votes to award Officer Eugene Goodman the Congressional Gold Medal. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.